This is Rachel Kornack live on site with Geopivot magazine. We're talking to Mike Colosimo, who is one of the founders of Third Place, which is a startup company that is an Esri business partner, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we are in where all the action happens here in the garage office, and this is also one of the business partners, Cooper. Do you want to say hi, Cooper? I guess not. So you guys had to kind of get started and launch without having a very clear idea. Like all of the ducks weren't in a row.
The ducks are never in a row. and if you talk to anybody, even like the most serial entrepreneur, the ducks are never in a row. Or you can put the ducks as much in a row as you think, but at the end of the day, you don't know where it's going to go.
Can you talk about, the kinds of skills that you've needed to be successful in starting your own business?
Yeah. So I think a lot of it is being creative and being flexible. Like we spend a lot of time not necessarily talking about our vision and where we want to go, because that's pretty well defined by everyone who sits around these tables during the day. The part that we struggle with and we often debate is how do we get there? You really have to be flexible and open to like new ways to get to your vision.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I think that's one of the biggest characteristics that you can work to develop and just be aware of as you like build a career, is that you have to be open to new things. You have to be open to everything that comes across your plate, whether you think you're doing the perfect job or your dream job or not. You don't really know, and your career is a total journey, and you have to be open to like the different ways that journey could go.
Can you talk about how integrating geography in GIS has made you guys successful?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're approaching a problem that already it kind of existed before we started. It was a world that existed before we got here. It was corporate philanthropy, corporate outreach, the work that nonprofits do in communities. People organize around their streets and neighborhoods all the time. The challenge is that, number one, it was hard to find that work and those opportunities, those projects. And number two, it was even more difficult for large companies to tell a story about what they do at like a global footprint, but also what they do in a very local level. And so mapping and GIS for us was the perfect blend of visualization and user-friendly kind of interface.
And so what were they doing before that you guys introduced maps?
So they were using lists, they were using emails.
The dreaded
right?
list.
They were using, they still use some forms of social media and stuff, but like there was nothing that was very location specific or location relevant about how they told their story, how they tried to engage.
That's really interesting. So one, kind of theme of geography is the importance of place.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, we're in Marina del Rey, California, which is part of Silicon Beach. Can you talk about what Silicon Beach is and how this place has helped you in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So Silicon Beach is the brand that has been put around the technology kind of emergence of the west side of Los Angeles. And both from a capital perspective and companies, and there's all kinds of cool stuff that's going on here. And there's a lot of energy around Marina del Rey, Santa Monica, Venice, West Hollywood, even downtown, that is contagious. Like we talk about what it takes to be successful, and it takes passion, and it takes determination, and it takes energy, and there's so many people here that are so passionate about what they're doing because they're their companies. They're startups all over the place. And it inspires you to like work harder, and it inspires you to like, not in like a competitive way, just in like a very personal to community thing. And it's very much about the identity of this place. And we have maps that show all the different startups around LA and all the investors in this ecosystem that's developing, and it's powerful. And using geography like to help tell that story and to like understand that this is an ecosystem and we're just one little part of it is cool and exciting and motivating.
Well, thanks for sharing your story. You're definitely inspiring me. I feel like I should go do something cool.
Yeah, you are doing something cool. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, we'll check back with you in a year or two and see how your business has grown.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Okay, bye.